Hello, guys. Welcome to the Dummy Football Podcast. Another episode here, joined by Jordan and Junior. Jordan Junior, how are you guys doing today?
Right.
And your beeswax.
Damn, all aggressive
That's
already.
the
Yeah, let's get into it. Let's go.
Yeah, we have a lot of things to talk about.
Three for three.
Currently going through a lot right now, so that's why we haven't been able to record. But here with another episode for you guys. Yeah, let's just get right into it because we did miss a lot of games. So let's just go into it and start talking about these games. Um, just to kind of change it a bit, we're going to be doing the things a little bit more different, just so we can go through these games and a lot faster. And we'll just be doing that. So the first matches that I want to talk about is going to be the Spain games, especially starting off with Valencia. Valencia being beating 3-1 against Atletico in the Copa del Rey, um, losing 0-1 against Valladolid, and just recently getting beat again by Real Madrid at 2-0 at the game that just happened. Um, Junior Jordan, if you could just give us the thoughts on the games and maybe talk about the sacking of Gattuso.
It was a thing that was gonna happen. I think I said it last time we were on the pod. Like, if it doesn't change, you're gonna have to sack him because the results aren't there. I think he only won 7 games. Like, it's really bad.
Yeah.
I think 7 games out of 19 or 18. I think it was. So, like, you're not getting results. Although the players believe in you, we still have a young team, and we have a lot of players loaned to us. So, like, we don't really have like a stable squad yet.
Hmm.
Because like the players that we're starting are loaned to us, so we don't even have insurance that we're gonna keep them for the long run.
Right.
So I think the biggest problem is the front office. The people that Peter Lim puts in charge aren't the right people. They've been there before. They've been fired already, but it's just a roller coaster right now. Doesn't feel like the old Valencia, like the 2000s to 2010s Valencia. It just feels real different from these recent results. Although they do fight games, they do play well in games. Like, they do put pressure on the team. They do play good defensively in some cases, but we have nothing else.
Yeah. Yeah, I also heard that there was apparently some breaking between Peter Lim and Gattuso over transfer this month. Apparently, he was promised that there would be reinforcement, but no reinforcement came, and that was a rupture in their relationship as well. Junior, would you like to say anything about the Valencia struggles currently?
Yeah, like it seems like it's popular to be selling your team, so maybe
Yeah,
Valencia keep doing this. Maybe they go up for sale in
yeah,
America,
maybe.
which is weird because most Americans don't go to La Liga because of how despaired. I think we mentioned it before of how Barcelona and Real Madrid take most of the money, and then La Liga, the rest of the teams take whatever you know small crumbs that that Barcelona and Real Madrid didn't get their hold like their hands on. I mean, if they could take all the money, they would, but it's
Yeah,
just how it's so weird like how the deal is, and it just makes it difficult for like somebody wanting to buy it. So I don't blame most of the La Liga teams having difficulties even surviving or competing or even trying to get some players to go. Like you can't rely on just because once upon a time the Aymar has played there or whatever. Like who the young footballer is gonna be like, oh yeah, I want to play for the team I might play for or whatever it is. You're only gonna get people that were born and bred in Valencia, and
yeah,
sometimes that's not enough. So it's gonna be difficult for most teams in La Liga. So, but I wish that an American would take a chance on a Valencia. I think that would be great, or anybody that wants this club to succeed. But Americans, because Americans have a lot of money. It
Maybe
seems.
a Saudi Arabian. I don't know. Just give us all the money.
Cristiano
yeah.
Ronaldo.
Um, yeah, what's it called? The Valencia in that game against Girona. What's it called? A bottom of the table match where you know Valencia are there. They're just I believe, if I remember correctly, they're just a point off the relegation zone. So they must be careful of what they're facing now. Your prediction for the game, Jordan?
Probably like a draw. Then, although I believe in the players because they are young, it's just that they, like you said, they don't bring in reinforcements. We have the Akabi playing, who's not good. He left Manchester City. Obviously, wasn't a good player, and I don't know why we bought him. And then we have the other center back, Swiss center back, Garay Comer, not playing good either. Very young. Gabriel Paulista just got a red card in the Real Madrid game. So like, there's no strength in our defense, and we have a lot of youngsters up top. Cavani's our oldest player by far. Like we have nothing established there. No like Barcelona has Sergio Busquets, where you could look at to be like, this is the guy who led them before, who's been there and done that. Real Madrid have Nacho, Modric. They have all these players that have been there long, but we don't have anybody like that.
Mhm.
Gaia's the only one, but Gaia can't do it all himself, like Junior says.
Yeah,
Like I don't know what he's gonna want to do.
yeah,
He's eventually gonna go
yeah.
to
Hopefully,
Barcelona.
hopefully, eternal events for Valencia can bring them to safety. Uh, onto the Barca winning 1-0 against Girona in the league, winning 2-1 against Betis, and just still keeping that pressure on Madrid for the league. 5 points clear right now because of the draw against Sociedad, and Barca's next game against Sevilla at the Camp Nou. Junior, if you could just talk a little about, I mean, a little bit about the Barca game. I did want to say, some of these games it feels weird because it feels like the last 10 minutes they're kind of just like defending, and it reminds me of a lot of how like Real Madrid plays, where like they're getting narrow wins and they're just defending the last 10 minutes. But you can go ahead and talk about.
You're talking about Barcelona?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's designed by plan. I don't know if you like. I don't know if he's doing it like on purpose because like if you see him defending, like it was I guess the first time that I seen that like an actual type of solid defending that, and it was weird because like they got an own goal, but like it was really good defending. Like
Right.
this game was really good defending because in attack, like they got the goals, but it was like really poor. Me, and Chavi's gonna say otherwise. He said this is the best performance, but I just thought defensively it was a really good performance. It's just those little mishaps and it wasn't like an own goal, but in attack they're still lacking something. And like I said, in defending as well, it's just that other teams are just not as good as Barcelona, or they just don't attack as much. I
Right.
mean, Real Betis are only going to offer you so much. Like Borges is going to only do so much for you. So yeah, I don't know what else to. I think we're going to win the Sevilla game. I think we're winning the league. We're winning the Europa League. We're knocking
That's
Manchester
hilarious.
United.
Europa League.
I mean, it's the only title we need. But Kings of Europe, you'll never sing that.
And um, your prediction for the Sevilla game? Score
uh,
prediction?
a win. I think a 3-1.
Wow. Yeah, Sevilla currently right now are not the Sevilla though. They're very weak right now. So
I might even say a 3-0, but something as weird is gonna happen. I know it.
I will go for a 5-0.
Oof.
damn, that'd be something to see, especially at the Camp Nou. Um, all right, off to Real Madrid. Real Madrid getting a 3-1 win against Atletico in the Copa del Rey, securing their ticket to the semifinal. Um, well, they'll face Barcelona. Um, getting a 0-0 draw against Real Sociedad at the Bernabeu, and getting a 2-0 win against Valencia. Just a very ha- im- the performance have improved for Real Madrid after the winter break. This is by far some of the best performances that we've seen lately. Um, and Sociedad, I feel like they were the better team, just weren't able to get that goal to give them the 3 points. But very solid, especially two players that I would like to make kind of stand out that performed really, really well. Um, it's Camavinga at left back and Ceballos in the midfielder. This is three games in a row that Ceballos has started for Real Madrid, and he's been playing really, really well. Um, just today, when he got substituted, the crowd was singing his name. So it just shows you of how much Ceballos has been to us after the winter break and his performance of how much improved they have been. And Camavinga just being a crucial player in the left back since Mendy came out injured and Alaba injured as well, so he's been stepping up, and we've seen it how well he played that role in France in the World Cup, and just been keeping up the performance. The next game is going to be at Mallorca away. It's going to be a tough game, just because of just those kind of away games always become difficult for us. But I can see Real Madrid just narrowly getting out of Mallorca with the 3 points, but it will be a difficult test. Um, did anyone want to say anything about this Real Madrid team?
Yeah, Real Madrid sucks.
Anything important?
I want to
Yeah,
say
that's
that
really important.
that Asensio goal was an amazing goal.
Yeah,
Like
that was
Yeah,
a banger.
he like the way that he's like give it, like he knew he was gonna ready what he was gonna do. Like he was on the perfect
There,
angle.
yeah, there was so much space that we had to say that. Like, there was so much they weren't like pressuring him at all, so he had plenty of time to strike it. I mean, it's no easy feat, but
Yeah, and
we
also
saw it coming.
Nacho playing as a right back. I think at the start of the game he was playing as a right back, so
mhm,
pretty good there too. And also we didn't say it, but Lewandowski has 23 goals, I think,
yeah,
which
top
no
of the
one's
score.
talking about it in the English media because Haaland has 22 goals, so that's more important, I guess.
Benzema, who? Ballon d'Or, who?
Yeah,
What a
whatever.
joke!
It
What
kind
a
of seems
joke!
like it kind of seems after Benzema won the Ballon d'Or, he's like, let me pass more, let me get more assists out here because he
Let
does
me
assist really well.
let me not go to the World Cup.
All right, we're off to onto the English league. City getting a 1-0 win against Arsenal in the Carabao. No, FA Cup, right? It was the FA Cup.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
FA
the
Cup.
FA Cup. In the AFL Cup. Just a narrow win for City. Goal scored by Nathan Ake. There was a the first half. I thought Arsenal were gonna really come out of the Etihad with the 3 point. I mean, with the win and just advance to the next round. But just I don't know. I felt like Arsenal kind of like took a step back in the second half and just let City have the ball and well, we know how good City are with the ball, and just yeah, Arsenal weren't able to control the game how they were. I thought in the last 10 minutes we would see an onslaught of Arsenal, but it was just City on the ball and just keeping possession and keeping Arsenal out of the game.
Yeah,
Jordan, your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, like you said, I think that goal was a very lucky goal. You see how Ethan Ake, like, you know he's a defender because as soon as he shoots it, he like looks at it to see the angle, which usually strikers will shoot it and they're already celebrating because they know it's going in. But yeah, just a lapse of judgment and the right hand side with Tomoyasu.
Yeah,
But it was an entertaining game. People were like, "Oh, it was boring, 1-0. That was really boring." I think that was a tough defensive game. Both
yeah,
teams seemed to try to attack a lot,
hmm
try to play possession against each other, but uh, they got it. They
yeah,
got the FA Cup. I don't mind losing the FA Cup. I think it puts us in a better position because we don't have that much squad depth. So I think it's better for us to focus just on Europa League and the league.
yeah.
But it was an entertaining game.
It was really entertaining. Some standouts that I would like to mention is Tomoyasu was really impressive for me, especially in the first half. He was really a workhorse in that right side, and you can see why clubs such as Milan wanted to sign him up. Um, Really impressive being able to hold out for most of the game. that right hand side. Except for that one moment where just even able to close out Nathan Ake in time. But other than that, yeah, it was a really good game, and we'll see what happens at the Emirates. Uh, this and 2 games from now, we'll see who gets the 3 points. Um, Chelsea will be facing Fulham next. Chelsea that is going to be uh, has most of I think it was like how many six, 7 new players this winter transfer window.
Macho
Um,
words.
So dumb.
so we'll see how Graham Potter starts integrating his new signings. We'll see if I don't think it's too close for Enzo Fernandez to start against Fulham, but we'll see what kind of lineup he starts
Represent them.
setting up. Um, Junior, your thoughts on the game and maybe their score prediction?
What game? For the Fulham game?
Yes.
Well, yeah. How are your like the thoughts on the game? like, like what do you like predictions? Then that would have been like that. But your thoughts on the game? That's as
Yeah,
important
I
as it
said your
matters.
thoughts on the game and the score prediction.
Yeah, but it sounds like you're talking about a past game. Like your thoughts on the game. Like what happened? Nothing has happened.
Well, last time you played Fulham was in London white and black.
What?
Last time you guys played Fulham, London was white and black, wasn't it?
I mean, last time I checked, 2 years ago, Europe was blue. So
Shut up, dude.
I'm just
Yeah, that's when
saying.
you had the Russian oligarch. Things are
Three. We have
different now.
three.
Things are different now, dog.
Three.
And you
Three.
just talk about the game
Zero.
and stop wasting time.
You know I love time wasting. That's how we win titles. I think they're actually gonna win. I think that it's actually they're getting into form of what they want them to play. Is just getting the right players. Him putting in Lewis Hall and then giving him more time is kind of benefits the team because there's somebody with action, like with not action, some drive and some energy like that Chelsea kind of needs.
Right.
Jorginho leaving is it was gonna happen, but I didn't think it was gonna happen halfway through the season when
Mhm.
we literally have no midfielders. Like what? So hopefully, I mean, it was. I mean, Enzo took his number 5, so it was gonna. That's what's the whole thing was. So hopefully he gets some. I mean, I don't think he's able to be inscribed because they're still checking that it's fair play and all that BS. But they're putting. I wish they put Andre Santos and see what he could do
Yeah.
because that's spoiler alert, but I might talk about him later.
Okay. Um, Everton versus Arsenal will be the next game for Arsenal in the league. Everton that now is managed by Sean Dyche. Um, Jordan, your thoughts on that
Can I just
game
say
and
something
your score
before?
predictions?
What?
I was just gonna say the Mikel Arteta derby.
Down.
It's gonna be a tough game because Everton have something to prove, and these could be those type of games where you slip up and it could end up costing you. So I just hope Arsenal comes out attacking full force and corrects some defensive issues. I would like 2-0 would be fine, and anything but a draw would be fine or a loss. Like we can't afford losing points.
Right. Yeah, there's just 5 points separating City and Arsenal from the top. Um, and City's next game is gonna be at Spurs at the London Stadium. It's gonna be a hard game for City. We know how hard those kind of games always um, are for Manchester City. Um, Spurs very good at counter-attacking, and City kind of leave themselves open for that. So it'd be an interesting game.
Who
See
did
how they play out.
who did
Um,
Spurs get? Didn't they get someone?
Danjuma from
Thank you.
Villarreal.
That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, that guy's dangerous. So
Yeah, and you know what happened last time? They signed a Dutch player and they faced us after playing him he scored 2 goals on us. So we'll see. We'll
Oh,
see
really?
if that doesn't if history
Well,
doesn't
history
repeat
does
itself.
repeat itself, so
We'll see how that goes. But
Why is it never her story?
hmm?
I'm not gonna get into politics right now.
just keep on going, Calvin. Just keep rambling about dumb shit.
You don't. I just realized what you said. You're so dumb. All right. Well, on to the last little bit of a little games that we will talk about is the Serie A. Cremonense and Inter. Inter coming out of with a 2-1 win. Jordan, your thoughts on the game?
Like I don't know, like it's tough because it's a really bad team. Cremonese have been struggling. Inter, I kind of sometimes feel like we don't go full force until we get scored on. Then we start actually playing, and I think that's a tough spot to be in as a team. Because
Mhm.
if this is any other team that scores one goal on you, you're behind. You lose that game, and I think we have to start taking our chances more. Lukaku, I don't know why he's starting. I guess we're trying to get him some confidence, get him to keep on rolling, but he's just not that guy anymore. I don't know what happened to him. He's not playing well with Lautaro, which that used to be their partnership of them too, but it's not working out anymore. So maybe try to sub in Dzeko maybe start Dzeko and then bring on Lukaku, which ended up working out for us in the Coppa Italia.
Yeah, the what's it called? Lukaku struggling in form and not being able to really light up the league how he did 2 years ago, but Inter still being able to get results without him. Um, Milan losing at home 2-5 against Sassuolo. This was devastating for Milan fans and the players as well. Um, yeah, the fans were leaving when it was already 4 up, and it was just really devastating, disappointing. Junior, your thoughts on the game?
You know, sometimes a team is better than you. And the fact that they didn't get anybody is just as disappointing. Like they need cover in every position, and they just got a goalkeeper who's not even proven in in Europe is kind of troubling. So they're just
Did he start?
no, I don't think so. No, they're still playing the Romanian guy.
Then put him in, dude. Why'd you pay for
I
him if
don't
you're
know.
not gonna play him?
Don't ask me. I'm not the manager. It's just like they need cover in every position, and they just brought a goalkeeper, and that was it. Like they made it seem like they're kings of Europe 2 years ago, and they're not.
Yeah, it was really disappointing to see nobody come in with some quality. Somebody that can say this guy comes in into the team.
But also having to say this on transfers is just it's, transfers like on January are crazy. Like their like their value kind of not like there's a percentage that goes into it. Like a 25% is what they actually are worth and during the summer. So I get why a lot of transfers don't happen, but at least loan somebody. Like there's players that don't play at other clubs. Like what? Why can't people like that's what Italian football is known for, loaning each other players, and that
Right.
didn't even happen. So it's just disappointing. I feel like I once thought that we could challenge, not anymore.
Yeah,
This
it,
team
it
is
just
really bad.
seems like real difficult.
It all holds on the thread of Mike Mignon and how they how many clean sheets he could give them.
Right. Yeah. Slipping into the next game, but after their after their 2-1 defeat against Napoli, um, Roma manager Jose Mourinho came out and said that congratulations to Napoli for winning the league because he didn't feel like there was anybody that can go on a really big run how they've been. and he just basically said that congratulations to them. But yeah, I kind of agree with that. That nobody in the Serie A right now is playing as good as Napoli are, or can go on a really good run like Napoli have been able to do. So it just feels like if there was any chance of Milan being able to challenge, or maybe an Inter or a Juve, like I feel like now it's gotten too big of a lead for them.
I don't think it's over yet because they still have to play Champions League,
Over.
and injuries could happen. Although we don't like to see it, injuries could happen. And Lazio has been playing really well. They could make a run at it too.
I was just about to say that. Sarimo.
Inter have been all right. Although we barely get wins, we're playing all right. Juventus have been in and out lately. Like I feel like there's still teams challenging. I feel like Milan could even challenge. I just think there's been slip ups by the manager. Like they're still in it. Like
No, I don't.
the only one that could make this problem for himself is Napoli with the injuries. That's the only thing that could stop him from winning it, I guess.
Well, yeah, like it all depends on them. That's always gonna be the thing. Like it's not like you're gonna start losing and then.
With
But who
20
knows?
games with
Some
20
teams
games in
lose.
the league,
Well, Mourinho
Napoli
rarely
already have
loses.
a 13-point lead. Um, I mean, it would be like a big disaster if Napoli were somehow like they are gonna drop some points here and there, but
I
I
feel
don't think
like
they're gonna be able to drop.
they
It'd
will
be a
kill.
catastrophe if they
They
drop
will
13
kill all the
points.
players if this would happen. Like the Napoli fans would kill all the Napoli players. I feel like it cannot happen. Like
Well, it's destined
it would
for
be
them
a
to win
problem.
because
Well, now
Maradona
it's
just died.
you just said that there's a lot of
No, but
teams
I'm
that could
saying like
happen.
Mourinho already is saying like, oh, it's already over. It's like
Well, what he
there's
means is
still
that
like
it's
so
like,
many things that
yeah,
could.
well, obviously, but it's like he's predicting the future. The future is seeing them raise the what is it called?
Scudetto.
The Scudetto. There we go. I was thinking of a C word. I don't
Damn,
know that's Brazilian.
damn. You could tell he's an AC Milan fan.
Stupid.
Oh,
All
I don't
right,
care
we're
about
now
Champions
into
League.
into a little bit of the fun stuff where it's really fun to talk about this January transfer window, which has been really I don't know if I would say this has been like well no I would probably say that it is has been probably one of the most busiest transfer window that I've seen in January. When you mean no?
In January, I mean, if you call it the Chelsea transfer saga, then that's
Well, I
literally that
mean,
was literally it.
well, Chelsea did a portion of it.
All
Nottingham
of it.
Forest did some as well. United did a couple moves. Arsenal did a couple moves as well. Um, well, we're still waiting on the Barcelona move, which it could be one for the future, which is really exciting for young U.S. international. But
So
it's what,
it didn't go through.
oh, it didn't go through.
Uh,
Oh well.
And he wasn't gonna play for Barcelona. He wanted him for Rafa Marquez team, which is weird.
But yeah, I feel like this has been one of the most busiest that I've seen for a while. But just to kind of recap, just a couple of moves that I just wanted to go over, just if you guys missed them or anything like that. We've seen players like Andre Ayuk going to Nottingham Forest, Keylor Navas going to Nottingham Forest, Felipe from Atletico Madrid going to Nottingham Forest as well. Um, Obviously, the Enzo Fernandez, that was a big story to Chelsea. Modric to Chelsea. um, Jorginho to Arsenal.
Oh,
Uh, um, Pedro Porro to Spurs as well. Um,
oh, that's the other one.
what happened?
I'm sorry, I said that's the other transfer that they got that I was mad about. What a big
Yeah.
mistake.
Just keep on going, Kevin. Go to this.
Sabitzer to Manchester United. Matt Doherty to Atletico Madrid. Sambi Longa going on loan to Crystal Palace. Hector Bellerin going to Sporting. Let me see. I know there was one that I wanted to, that I seen and I was like, what the heck? I can't find it here. But he talked about that one. Well, Badiashile to Chelsea. Fofana to Chelsea.
Gusto going to Chelsea.
Gusto going to Chelsea.
And then going back on loan to his team.
Yeah,
that should be illegal.
Just
oh yeah, we'll buy you, but stay there until the summer. Just buy him in the summer.
Thorgan Hazard to PSV, one that
was a cool signing.
Went into Diego Oriente joining Mourinho and Roma.
Great signing.
Ayoze Perez going to Betis from Leicester. What else?
Can I say something? When I saw that Thorgan Hazard at PSV, I was like, bro, that'd be cool if Eden Hazard goes to PSV as well and have both of them play together. It's open for, for mistakes to happen between, a footballer and you still enjoy the football that's played there. So I think it'd be great if Eden Hazard.
They're challenging for Europa League.
But I mean, if he still wanted to play top level football, I think that'd be a great place for him to get back into.
Right.
I mean, it's never going to get Chelsea level, but, you can still get some spark.
João Cancelo going to Bayern, another one of those big ones that just kind of happened out of nowhere as well. Yeah, just Brian Hill going to Sevilla as well. Matias Viña going to Bournemouth. Just Diego Lainez going to Tigres.
Luis Abraham going to Atlanta United. That was a big signing.
And then there was Cesar Montes going to Espanyol as well, which is another one that. And then obviously Weston McKennie to Leeds, and then Matthew Hoppe going to Hibernian in the Scottish League. So a couple of moves there for the young U.S. internationals. But all right, without let's get right into what we're going to talk about here. But so yeah, I'll post the question and then I'll start with you first, Jordan. Your worst transfer of the January.
Worst one transfer?
Yeah.
Worst transfer.
So one team. One player.
One player. Your worst transfer.
Yeah, well, the team made the mistake of getting him.
Well, in hindsight.
That's a very tough one.
Jorginho.
I think the worst transfer was Jan Sommer going to Bayern. I think there was way more quality goalkeepers available. Jan Sommer is kind of on the shorter scale. He's more of he's like kind of an acrobatic goalie. He's only 6 foot. So it's like he has to really like jump for those great saves. So I think that kind of, and you've seen it. They've been scored on every game basically since he's been there. I think the last game they played was in the Poxal. They got a clean sheet, I think. Oh no, they even got scored on that game. Yeah, they got scored on that game because it was like a 5-1 or 4-1. Yeah, so I think that was the worst signing for me.
I don't think it was on Jan Sommer. Like, Bayern's defense is not as good as people might make you think they are. And it's also the fact that I thought you were gonna say Jan Sommer for Jan Sommer because Neuer comes back. Jan Sommer's gonna go to the bench. I don't know what he was thinking. Like,
yeah,
I was like, let me I think it would be better for him to stay at Mönchengladbach where he's been there for so long and he already has a historic career. I think he should have stayed there. I think
England. I think
it's a mistake on him to not have stayed there, and I think it's a mistake on Bayern because they had so many available players that they could have gone after.
Yeah, just a young
that it
player.
kind of like left them at a disadvantage because everybody knew they wanted to get those. So like it kind of puts you at a disadvantage when everybody knows you don't even have a backup.
Well,
So
the
they
guy
could
kind of.
they could raise you on the price for players because they knew how much you needed with that newer injury.
I was flabbergasted when they go for Keylor Navas. Like he was just there. Like he comes in, he know what he's gonna be doing, and it's gonna be like, all right,
He should have been there. Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
yeah, like
But PSG
it was like a perfect match.
PSG are smart. They're gonna play him in the Champions League, so they're like, we're not gonna give you our best.
Well, no, he's going to Nottingham Forest, or he went to Nottingham Forest.
Yeah. Yeah, just a
Yeah.
couple
Well,
more that
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
just a
So that's
couple
your
more.
worst one.
Yeah, that's his worst one. Just a
Yeah,
couple. Just a couple more transfers that
I'm just going on because it's a top team. That's why. Like you expect more from Bayern.
just a couple more transfers that I'm looking at here. It's Anthony Gordon going to Newcastle, um, and then damn it, I just sent it here. And Onahi, the Moroccan midfielder, going to Marseille, which I think is a good fit for him. But yeah, there's a couple of transfers that also.
They signed another midfielder, Marseille. I can't remember who, but it's another
Vitinha.
good signing.
Yeah, Vitinha.
There you go. Yeah.
Junior, your worst transfer?
Anything Real Madrid did, whatever they did, I hated it. Who they have? Oh yeah, Cody Gakpo.
To Liverpool.
What a
Ooh.
mistake. Like like I don't know if you've seen him play, but it's been not great.
I forgot about him. I
this
actually
whole
forgot
this
about
whole
him.
Liverpool team has been not great, and it just makes him look not good.
Yeah.
I think right now it's like that Modric kind of like thing. It's like his first season was like terrible. I still think he could bounce back because he's a talented player, but it seems like now what they're getting out of him is really bad.
Right.
It's like there's no connection between nobody. I don't think he has a connection with anybody in the team.
No,
Like bad passes, like bad runs, bad like everything is just like, and this whole Liverpool is just bad. It just makes him look worse. Like his performance have been bad, but it just makes him look like he's not even a talented player. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
he's just a guy from Liverpool, and
Yeah.
they like we need someone. But yeah, I feel bad for him because he's I wish somebody else. I was actually hoping that AC Milan would have got him. I think that would have been a better fit for him. So hopefully he leaves in the summer. Get him out of Liverpool. What a
well, we've
best
seen
word.
we've seen players
Liverpool
struggle
is.
before.
Yeah, like I mean, it's the
We've seen
first season.
people struggle. Yeah,
Like right now, like
like
that's
one
what I
of
mean,
your
like,
favorite players, Fernando Torres, is notorious for having a tough struggle at Chelsea. So I have to give a break.
Champions League winner, so it'll work out.
And,
He didn't win a Champions League.
Yeah, he won the Champions League.
He won Europa League.
He won the Champions League.
yeah, he did.
Oh well, I wasn't sitting on the bench because he didn't do anything.
I mean, he scored against Barcelona, who was the toughest team in in the freaking tournament. So you tell me, bro.
All right. Well, for my pick of the worst transfer, I'm gonna go with Matt Doherty to Atletico Madrid. I feel like just Doherty isn't a level of. It doesn't really bring up the level that the Atletico Madrid have in right wing. I think Nahuel Molina is better than him, and I don't think that Doherty has the type of level to be up there and for Atletico Madrid side.
I disagree. I think this is exactly what Cholo Simeone wanted. Just some hard nosed guy that's gonna defend, no funny business. Like,
Well,
he's
that's
gonna
exactly
defend.
what Antonio Conte likes from his defenders, and he
No,
hasn't been.
no, Antonio de Conte has him, like you said, like a right wing back.
Yeah,
Like
he was playing a right wing back
yeah,
in Wolves.
yeah. He's not gonna play that at Cholo Simeone, bro. Have you seen Cholo
He
Simeone at all?
excelled in Wolves. What are you talking about?
Huh? He what?
He excelled in Wolves. That's what the position he played as a right wing back.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's different. Like, I mean, like, just because you excel at something, like, once you play with a different coach, it's a different dynamic. You know that. It's not how Antonio Conte plays. Like, he's a right wing back, but they're gonna be more attacking. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's just different. It's hard
Nah,
to
I still
explain, but
think
it's
he's not gonna
Matt
be.
Doherty of all the players.
Yeah,
I just, I
I
think it's
think
a
he.
weird signing for sure. It's like who, why? But I feel like they're. I don't know. I disagree. I think this is exactly what Conte. I mean, Cholo Simeone
Nah, I
wanted.
just feel like he doesn't really bring any level to that right back position
I mean, I hope he
or
scores a
right wing
run,
back.
but
Well, we don't play him anymore. We already play their games with them, so
in a friendly. Who cares?
stupid. All right, what?
Yeah, well,
I'll go start off with
Yeah,
you, Junior, for your under the radar signing.
I was gonna go for Andre Santos. I don't think because he was 18 years old and they got him for I think like under 20 euros, 20 million euros. Seems a lot, but like the fact that he went under the radar is because he was in the second division in Brazil. They got promoted and then Chelsea swapped him up. He played for the under 20s and they did really good with him. I mean, the under 20 Brazilian team did really good, and he was a major part of that. So I feel like it's a talent that went undervalued. Like in Brazil, like what usually shines is their strikers because they score so many goals, and that's who you usually want to pick up and then get. But I think they did a really good signing by signing Andre Santos. He's not a Casemiro, but he plays that role. It's I would say more like what does he play like? I'm trying to think of.
Sergio Busquets.
No, like a Paulinho maybe. Like a prime Paulinho. I think that's what I would say. Yeah. I mean, but he still has a lot of growth. Like he's 18 years old. Like you can still
Yeah,
mold him into something different.
yeah.
So I'm excited for where this potential is. So that's my under the radar.
Jordan, your pick for under the radar,
By under the radar, what do you mean?
like
So it didn't get radared.
just somebody that might be coming in with no little name but making a big impact on his team, small fee, coming in a free even or something like that, and just being able making a big difference in his club.
You go first. I want to hear what you say.
Well, my pick is Joseph Juranovic going from Celtic to Union Berlin. Right back, for Croatian right back from the World Cup. Um, linked with some big teams, but Union Berlin being able to bring it in from the from to the Bundesliga. I feel like just because of his defensive prowess, that he's able will be able to help him try to challenge for the Bundesliga, which would be a miracle for Union Berlin. But they are just 1 point behind Bayern, and I just feel like a defender of his quality and being able to play as a right back and bring some defensive prowess to this side will be able to help them achieve the goals for the season and just helps them bring a quality talent if they miss out, or maybe just for a Champions League, being able to add a player of his talent.
Hmm. That's a good one. Mine is Vitinha going to Marseille.
Come on.
Just because, just for the fee that he went for, like, it's crazy how low he went for. But, like, I've seen him in Portugal, a great player. He kind of reminds me of, like, any other Portuguese center mid where they're very good at both attacking and defending.
Yeah,
Like, I don't know why, but I feel like Portugal has entered into this golden era where there's a lot of good players that didn't even go to the World Cup. Like, they have that much star quality that has been developing there, and I think Vitinha is one of them. I think he'll be able to shine in Marseille. Hopefully, he could win a spot on the team. like starting with Onaki could also be another guy because they presented them both together, who was surprised with Morocco. But we'll see how this coach, if this coach could instill the same kind of tactics that the Moroccan coach had with him.
Yeah, they're good picks. I like both of you guys' picks. They're really good. Now on to the fun one. Best transfer, individual transfer. Jordan, who you picking?
You go first.
I said Jordan.
I know he's gonna say that.
Oh,
No, I was gonna say, well, the obvious pick is for me to say Arsenal because I'm an Arsenal fan, or because that's the only team that did any transfers. But I think this is a long shot, but but it might be Chelsea, to be honest. I think a close second would be Nottingham Forest.
I'm
I think
talking
Just
about
because how much transfers they
I'm
do.
talking about individual transfer.
You're talking about more
Individual.
like
I was
a
talking. I thought you were saying like all,
No,
like
individual
all
transfer.
the
Your
players that
best
they brought in.
transfer.
But
No.
damn right, it's Chelsea. I'll agree with you on that.
Oh, then if it's just that one transfer, Jorginho coming to Arsenal. You saw Cucurella say he was the smartest player he's ever played with. Like I think it was perfect. We need some center mids now that we got rid of Sami Lokonga. Lokonga to Crystal Palace gave him Patrick Vieira, see what he could do with him.
And
But I
Nene
think
being injured as
Jorginho
well.
would be.
What'd you say?
Well, yeah, he played last game
And
against
Nene being
Manchester
injured
City.
as well.
Oh,
And but an unbiased one would be Joao Cancelo going Bayern. That's a good deal that they got getting him on loan, especially because they do need defensive players. Now that you see Union Berlin catching up and Freiburg coming up on their toes, I think that was a good transfer because especially he could cover that right back position so well. Like I said during the World Cup, he shouldn't be playing left back. He's way better as a right back, and that would be my top transfer.
Junior, your best transfer.
well, shout out to Pedro Porro. I think that was a good signing. That just anybody getting him, I think whoever was gonna get him was gonna get a great player. But I think it was a mistake joining the worst London club. So that was a big mistake. You know, us Pedro don't usually make that big mistakes, but he seems to be the exception. But I think the best transfer to me, I mean, obviously the obvious one that you think you guys would probably think I would say is probably what Enzo Fernandez to Chelsea.
Yeah.
I mean, it's in paper looks amazing, but I still haven't seen him play. So I'm going who have I seen play, and Benoit Bedashir is our signing. Like we needed defensive cover, and the fact that we got him for, I mean, it didn't go that much, but it was still a hefty price for
Right.
an experienced player outside of France, because there's always that they could do it in France, but can they do it somewhere else when it's more
Right.
physical, more this or that? And he's
Well, I think a lot of French players do good in the Premier League.
oh yeah, Kurt Zuma.
Well, Thierry Henry,
Case closed.
Giroud. Like there's been a lot of French players that do good.
You just named 2 strikers.
I'm thinking of French players. Gaimedo.
All right, let Junior finish.
No,
what? It's a Fernandez.
no, I was saying French league. French league.
Yeah, they're done good.
No, Thierry went to Italy and then he came to Arsenal, right? Wasn't he in Juventus?
Who?
He was at Monaco and then he joined Juventus on like a little bit.
Yeah, and then he went to
Arsenal.
Exactly.
But he's still French.
I know he's French, but I'm saying
Junior
like
was talking about
league he
League
went
One
from.
players. League One
Yeah.
players. Straight from League
Oh,
One.
Like
Hazard?
League One. Yeah, but I'm saying a lot of players. Like, do you not understand what the concept means? A lot of players. It's like
All right,
not all
Junior,
men,
go ahead.
but a
Just
lot
finish.
of
Just
men.
finish. Just finish.
It kind of sounds
This
like
guy.
you're trying to guard the signing. So if it doesn't work out, you're like, well, there not a lot of players work out in that come from France.
I literally said that he impressed me. Are you done? Go
Yeah,
win
I
a
was
Yeah.
game
just
so we
to
could
pick,
go
just
get our break.
to add to what Junior said. Yeah, but Badiashile was a player that I really liked, and I really was hoping for Real Madrid to be in for him because he's a left-footed center back, and he
Yeah.
just really impressed me as well defensively. And he was he's what 21 or 22, I believe.
Yeah,
So he's still
22.
relatively young, and there's still a lot of room for him to grow. So it was a
And the
player
fact
that
that
I
he's
was
gonna
really
learn
looking to.
alongside Thiago Silva, poof, godsend. Like learn everything you can from this guy,
Yeah,
and then I think he'll be our next you know foundation of a team built around
yeah,
our center back or
yeah.
defensive.
All right, for my pick, the best transfer might be a little controversial, but I feel like it's Jorginho to Arsenal. I feel like
Not bad.
the this is how Jordan was saying that this is they needed midfield cover, but other more than cover, they needed a quality and experienced player like Jorginho that has won championships and can be a leader in the dressing room, and and it's just a player that how we both have talked that Mikel Arteta has been wanting for a really long time and has had an eye out for him. So um, really really feel like this quality of a player like Jorginho to this Arsenal can really be beneficial. And I feel like especially now that the title challenge is going to come close to like those little details. You can't have a you can't have a midfield that doesn't have the same quality like Granit Xhaka, Partey, and Odegaard have been showing this whole season. So I feel like that adding the inclusion of Jorginho to the side is going to be fundamental for Arsenal for the remaining of the season. All right, now with the last one that for the best transfer window in total of a club. Um, Junior, I'll go with you first.
Chelsea. I'm done.
Jordan.
Although I just want to say, like, I'm glad that they took advantage of all these loopholes of what you can or can't do with transfers, sending them back, doing a really long contracts. Like, I never got why they never did this. Like, oh yeah, 2 year contract, like 2 year. God damn, 8 years at least, 5 years, max it out. That's usually what they, max. That was like seemed like a long contract, 5 years. That seems all right to me because then it's not like you're tied to that club. Like there's always clauses, so I don't know why people are so afraid of doing long contracts
Yeah,
with clauses. Like it makes the contract difficult, yes, but at the long run, like you're both benefiting from it. So I don't know why football it took this long and then this long and it's gonna be out. That's it. That this is the last year they're gonna be able to do this. They're gonna make some other BS you know freaking laws so that people can't do this, and it's just gonna affect lower ranked teams. I feel like it's a smart idea, but also it's gonna affect the lower teams that they actually take advantage of this because they're not gonna have as much money. So if they're like, hey, well, we do this long term, and then we pay you with this much. I think a better thing would be like, let me do a down payment, and then but whatever. Todd Bowley.
I was getting comfortable for your 30-minute rant that you were about to go in.
Well, sorry, I got a lot to say.
Jordan, your pick for the best transfer window.
You already said Chelsea.
Maybe you have a change of heart.
Yeah, I think it would be either Chelsea or Nottingham Forest, just for the amount of transfers they'd need. You could tell they were really struggling by how much transfers they made. But I think like if you have Another shout out could be Spurs because they did get rid of players that they weren't using out on loan, and he brought in players that he was gonna use. And you know how Conte is really good when he has the players that he wants.
Yeah.
And I could see Tottenham maybe even winning the league next year. To be honest, maybe 2 years. That would be my prediction of them. But yeah, Nottingham Forest 28. I think 28 transfers was it.
They're like
That's
in
something
number
wrong.
23, I believe, like in the whole season.
Like that's awesome to see. It's a good idea, but it's kind of hard to try to get everybody on the same page when you're an unproven coach like that guy is.
Hmm.
So we'll see how it works out. But it was interesting.
He scares me.
Kind of reminds me of career mode.
Really, it feels like they are playing career mode. All right, for my choice of best transfer market,
Real Madrid.
I think Arsenal. Arsenal are my transfer market winners, and I'll explain why. Because I
Wait,
believe
what
like
happened?
Chelsea did make some good signings, and added real some quality depth in all their lines of midfielder, uh, attack and defense. But I feel like Chelsea are trying to get back into the top four race, and I just feel because of the Arsenal signings of Trossard, Zibur, and Jorginho, I feel like those really add some quality to their chances and give them a
What
little
are you
boost.
doing, Juju?
What?
You like keep on tapping some shit
Oh,
while kind
sorry,
of talking.
I'm sorry. I get distracted a lot.
Get
Go ahead.
that really give them a push for this title push that they're going to be going on these last couple of months, especially in the months of like March and April when the fixture really gets congested. It's nice to have to see that Arsenal added some really quality depth to their team. So I feel just because of that, I feel like Arsenal were my transfer market windows.
Could we do how now this question? What team should have made transfers that didn't?
AC Milan.
AC Milan, Barcelona, Real Madrid.
Well, Barcelona doesn't have money, so that's why we didn't. we
Yeah, I
barely
Uh,
think.
got we barely got Gavi to be inscribed in the first team.
Manchester
Yeah,
City.
And I
I
say
think
another thing,
a lot of teams are struggling with money too.
dude.
Yeah,
If they don't get rid of the La Liga president, then La Liga is never gonna get to the levels that it was before, where it was the Barcelona and Real Madrid. Because this coach is, I mean, this president is the worst. I hate this guy. I've never
Why?
hated a guy more than I hate this guy more than Florentino Perez.
Wait, so
That
you hate this guy
whoa,
more than
that's
Hitler?
that's a different level of hate from you,
coach.
You hate
coming
this
from
guy more than Hitler?
like one of the
Yeah,
biggest
yeah, I
anti-Madridistas.
never met Hitler.
So stupid. What do you do?
Well, because he's being real jerk about what can't like on financial fair play when like they could actually do it when like them getting like some money in, but he won't let you. Like Gavi, they couldn't like Gavi has been playing the whole season with the Barcelona team, and now like he's like because he's technically he's what's it, a Barcelona B player, but he plays with the first team, right? But it's like
Yeah.
not to get him inscribed, like now he has to be like they're just transferring him from the B to the A. Like that's usually like that's literally the purpose of your B team, so you can get players for your team in the first division.
Yeah,
Like this guy is a real dummy. That's all.
and would it?
Oh, but if it was
What
Real Madrid, would have
I'm
been a
just
different
thinking, would
story.
it be something like well, like adding a wage because he's technically under the Castilla wage structure? That's my
Yeah, but if
thought.
yeah, I know, but if he's still like if he's still from the B, like that's his whole purpose. Like he's still it's like all of these wages, where do you think they come from? It's not different teams. They all come from Barcelona.
My guy.
They're all under yeah, my guy. Come on.
Well,
You can
Carly,
you
like you,
complain.
Junior, you saying that it might happen to Real Madrid. Real Madrid don't bring up anybody from Castilla, so that would never happen to that.
No, but this guy's a big Barcelona anti-Barcelona bias, and I just
Yeah,
hate it.
I think he has like publicly stated that like he
He's
supports
a
Real
Real Madrid
Madrid.
fan.
So
Yeah,
it's
so
always
that's a
bad.
big.
It's always bad for the league when your manager, when your president says, "Oh, I support this big team," you know.
Yeah, dude, if it were at like Betis, cool. Valencia,
Or like
cool.
Deportivo La Coruña.
Yeah, something obscure.
Yeah,
Girona,
Girona.
Santos.
Malaga.
Yeah, Malaga, shout out. You know
Shout
that's
out,
like a hardcore fan right there.
shout out to his family.
But yeah, he's a. I am like, and also that's another thing with presidents and their long term. Like, dude, like you suck, you're out. Like, what? I need to complete my my 4 years. No, what the hell? You're going loaned out or something. Go to
Stupid.
Serie A. See what you can
Go
do
be the
over
president of
there.
the Segunda División.
Yeah,
For
let's see
real.
if you can make it out of there and you can get to promoted.
Oh
Yeah, and
man.
it's weird because you feel like La Liga could be a bigger
Yeah,
league because there is a lot of more Spanish speaking countries. And when
Well
you
the
get
thing is
Spanish,
like
people like to watch it. Like, I think that you could get a lot of fans, especially in Mexico. I think I saw that La Liga posted a video that Mexico fans were watching Real Sociedad versus Real Madrid. Like, they have a fan base, and Real Sociedad has a fan base in Mexico. Like, I feel like it could grow more, but there's like these
yeah,
stupid things where they're
like you
like, "Oh,
said,
the Premier League is the best," and then it's us. It's like, no, it should be we're better than them. We should strive to try to get the most
what it
players here,
was, like I
well,
said,
more money.
well
Like, I
one of
don't
the
know.
biggest reasons is the
when
way that
Messi,
they structured the TV rights deal
yeah, that's right.
where
Yeah.
Barcelona and Real Madrid wanted most of the money because they were the ones bringing in the most views per se. But
And yeah, and it makes sense. But
it just
it's
really hampers the league overall because these lower side teams aren't able to do like what maybe what Nottingham Forest is doing right now, where they have 23 players, and some of them are really like Champions League quality players, you know. So it just it hinders them when a league that's fighting relegation can bring 23 players in, and a club like Valencia aren't able to sign Saul from Atletico Madrid even on loan because of his wages. So it just really hampers the league overall.
yeah, it's just really dumb. Like, dude, if these clubs want to go on bankrupt and bankrupt their club, like let them. Honestly, like like this is what the whole thing about having a an ascenso and a descenso is for. Like, if you don't know how to manage a club, you're gonna like drop down. Just look at
Yeah.
the Serie A. Look at what Palermo was at.
Hmm.
Like this is the risk they're taking, and the fans are gonna be there
Look at
regardless. Like,
Parma right now.
Or even
yeah,
Leeds, at a point where what they won two league or they won a league title or something like that, right? And then they went straight because of their management of
yeah. And this
financial.
shit
They went down.
happens. And like the fact that
Nottingham Forest, it happened to them when they won two straight in a row, and then they went
yeah,
down because they're idiots. Now they're going up and they're doing the same mistakes. Like, it's like there's history for a reason, so you could look at it and not make the same mistakes.
Yeah, feel like they're doing the quite opposite.
Yeah, and if this Valencia, if this Valencia president wants to go not spend any money and just go relegated and lose more money, like, so be it, dude. You're losing your money. Like,
but Jordan brought a really good point. Like, yeah, Spanish is the like most talked like language, and that the fact that you like Spain is the only club where I could see like Colombian players coming in, Ecuadorian players coming in, or from Honduras, from
Argentinian,
Mexico, even
Paraguayan.
from US. Yeah, and they could come in and then adapt easier because there's that language that
Yeah, the
there's not a
Spanish.
barrier. Yeah, so it's like, oh, make a run inside, and you're like, okay, I know how to, I understand that. But when a player's like, an English player, and you're like, and especially with their accents, like, by God, I could barely understand them myself. Imagine these guys that have never heard English in their lives, or like don't have it like constant. I'd be lost. I'd be like, what?
Yeah,
Insane.
especially especially just like climate wise as well. Spain is a little bit more similar to like those South American teams and stuff like that,
Yeah.
and Central America as well. You know, but yeah, it's a real big problem that that's supposedly why, well, for teams like Barcelona, for Real Madrid, that's why what the Super League was trying to do, because they knew they couldn't compete with the Premier League, but that was just their own doing, and like where the league is in the state it is because you guys were greedy. You guys didn't want to share you know,
Papa Perez was greedy. Don't get my club
well,
into this.
no, well, it was Barcelona.
Well,
Don't, it
who's our
wasn't
main
just
competitor?
Florentino
Who's
there,
our main
because
competitor? Who's our main competitor? Real Madrid. We gotta follow what Real Madrid is doing. Real Madrid controls the league. That's like we know this. What do you think they have so many leagues for?
well, it's not. I mean, it also, yeah, it was keeping up with Real Madrid, but I mean,
Yeah,
it was also like,
Barcelona is very smart because they can't say no to Real Madrid. That's where they're at in the relationship. You can't say no. Like if Barcelona wanted to be doing something, you don't think Real Madrid is gonna be like, and then make some money. You don't think Real Madrid is gonna be like, oh no, we don't want to do that. We don't want to make money. You know what I
I don't
mean?
know.
Like, all right, you'll be the real Jack.
I don't know. I mean, my team is not trying to almost on bankrupt. We've been smart about our money.
Cali, you have been bankrupt. The reason why you have no signings is because you're not gonna have any money. That's why.
And we have money. He just
They
doesn't
should
want
do
to
the thing
spend
with
it.
the Bundesliga.
You just built a stadium, Calvin. That's where your money went. You don't think they
Dude,
loaned
you're
it out of
like,
somewhere?
you guys are like Arsenal when Arsenal got the Emirates Stadium, where now you're not going to be able to buy players. Like that's what's
Yeah,
happening right now.
yeah. And then your players are gonna leave, and then you're gonna be playing Dani Ceballos, who you think is like 10 years old.
Which is interesting because Real Madrid could have a good Castilla, so it would be a
Well,
chance for you guys to bring them up.
the thing
So
is
that would
that
be
they do
interesting, but
have
that's in
a
the future.
they do like the thing is that they do. It's just that they don't see a future there. Like most players there don't see a future at Real Madrid. They're like their future is like, oh, I'm gonna go, and their
Well, they
friends
do,
are like,
but the
oh, I'm gonna go
coaches
to
don't.
France. I'm gonna go to France. I'm gonna go, whatever their nationality is from, and try to play there.
They
But
do
they
have
already
quality
have.
players because you've seen those Real Madrid players that you're like, he played for Real Madrid, and then you're like, oh my god, he's doing good over here. Like Carvajal, who was at Bayer Leverkusen and then got signed back to Real Madrid.
Yeah, there's I don't know if you guys seen this, but well, you guys don't follow Real Madrid closely, but yeah, apparently Fran Garcia is gonna be well, it's already in works. It's already been signed, and he'll be coming back to the club in the summer. The left back for Rayo Vallecano. So that's a move that's already been in there. And I mean, obviously, like obviously as a fan, I'd like to see more of our Castilla players there, but it's a sad
I don't
truth
think
that
so.
there just isn't a way into the first team, just because I don't know why, because Real Madrid just don't rely
And
on
there's
them as much.
a lot of players you guys have
They
too.
they rely most on sending them out or buying them out and then just bringing them
Yeah,
back
I don't think you do,
on a
Colin. I
loan.
think you're a guy that wants like the Alfonso Davies, like the best players in their position, and then just let the other
Hell
players
no,
do
dude. Like you don't think I have like Hakimi, I have David Silva, I have
Well, now on
Negredo.
hindsight,
No, this is not in hindsight. I want these the players from my
dude, I
cantera to
never
be able to say
heard you talk about Hakimi until he was out of there.
no. What are you talking about, dude?
The thing I just said, that's what I'm
I
talking
I
about.
was talking about Hakimi. I mean, it
No,
fucking sucked that we. I thought after Borussia Dortmund he was coming back into the first team, but then we sold him to Inter, and I was upset about that. Even at Theo Hernandez, I thought that what's it called, that we'd be able to bring him back after his loan with Milan, but we decided to sell him. So I mean, I want to see players like that are coming from our youth more into the team. Like I see Sergio Arribas, Rafa Marin, Fran Garcia, even Fresneda. Now that he's in
Iker
Valladolid,
Bravo.
Iker Bravo, another good one, but also Alvaro Rodriguez, a good striker. So it's just
You know what's what's hard for Real Madrid is that you see how passionate the fans are, and as soon as you guys start struggling, it's instantly boo, get him out of here. This doesn't work. So it gives you no room to play the youngsters or to even start them because they're expecting Champions League or La Liga, and that's it. Like
Yeah, it just
like Florentino players can come out and be like, "We're trying to play our youngsters, guys. Please take a chill pill at least."
I mean, like I
But
understand
sometimes
that,
the
but like I
Castilla
mean,
players aren't ready.
there's minutes where like when you're already winning or something, you can give some guys some minutes, and even the Copa del Rey competition like that, not to undervalue the competition, but maybe bring a couple of guys, not rotate the whole squad, but still bring in some players from the
Well,
Castilla.
that's what the Premier League does for the FA Cup and Carabao and Capital One Cup when it used to be the Capital One Cup now.
You know.
But they would bring in the youngsters for the first matches, for the first rounds, and then you bring in your starters, and that's a way of growing the system. But the Copa del Rey doesn't allow you to do that because it's only one other competition. Maybe if they had another competition to help grow, to help the Spanish second division
Well,
and
I
third
still I
divisions.
still think you would be able to put out a strong squad with some youth players. Yeah, I wouldn't say necessarily like rotate the whole squad, but just maybe make three changes, four changes where you bring in some youth players and just see how they gel with the first team, and that's how you bring them up. I don't know. That's just my
And
opinion, but
the thing about the like Barcelona and Real Madrid getting the most of the money, I get it. Oh, they're big names or whatever, but like no one's gonna watch if no other team has the money.
yeah.
Like I don't know why they get so much.
Well, and well,
Like yeah, I get it.
that's
You
why
win
the
Champions League,
that's why
but
the
like you're
Premier
not
League
even getting money from the Champions League for Real Madrid.
You
Well,
do
that's
know
why the
why they're
Premier
getting
League
so
is
much.
as big as it is because anybody can beat anybody in that league on a good night. So it's a lot more
We've
competitive.
seen Real Sociedad get ties against Real Madrid. Like we've seen Barcelona lose
Yeah,
or
you just
tie
said,
against Espanyol.
didn't you say Real Madrid hadn't beaten Villarreal since since they built the stadium or whatever?
Since 2017. Calm down.
Yeah, 2017.
But that's
Since
what I
they
mean.
built the
Like,
It's
stadium,
just
calm down, dude. But yeah, that
that's what I
that's
mean. Like, it happens everywhere. It's just that people are not aware of it. They don't sell it that way. They're always like, oh, already nine in Stoke City. Like, oh, all right, go play at uh, what's a hard stadium?
go play in La Mestalla when
Go
it's
play
really
at Camp
rocking.
Nou. Go play at Camp Nou. Try to beat Barcelona at the Camp Nou. Height of Barcelona. Try to go beat them.
well, people are not beating
Go
you guys at
play in
Camp Nou.
go
I think that was the worst example to give.
No, I
Beating at
mean,
the
what at
Camp
the
Nou.
Bayern? Bayern, you think Stoke City is gonna beat Barcelona?
go play in
Live
the
on their
and
dreams.
go play in the Rayo Vallecano stadium when the fans are all on it. That's a hard stadium to play just because of how narrow it is and how close the fans are.
Yeah.
That's a big stadium. But
The
yeah, I
more
understand.
the more you
Well,
see
every
houses,
stadium that's narrow is hard.
the more you see houses close by, the harder the stadium it is to play at.
Yeah, you saw Barcelona when they played that team where the guy scored 3 goals on them. They used to play for them. They're like the houses were right there,
But that
like in the
stadium was
stadium. You
actually
could
nice.
see.
That's what surprised me about them. That was like a really nice stadium
Remember
for.
the one where Valverde like hit the ball over and it went
Yeah, yeah.
into the apartment of the guy who was watching the game.
That's the Rayo Vallecano stadium. Yeah.
That's hilarious, dude.
All right. Do you guys
Like
have
it's
anything
there.
to say before we end today's episode?
Yeah, Barcelona's the best. Don't disrespect Barcelona that way.
No one has
But I was gonna say,
disrespected Barcelona, dummy.
I was gonna say,
Barcelona.
I was gonna say, yeah, we do know why they want the most money because of the wages. You think Lewandowski's gonna go play there for crumbs?
But yeah,
He's a world class striker. Like the fact that it's like
I
now
think
it's
I
so
think
much harder to pay a player because now they know their worth and percent. Like I'm gonna be selling shirts. I am from Poland. People in Poland are gonna buy shirts. I'm the number one player in Poland. You think Poland are not gonna buy Lewandowski shirts?
well, just quickly to add as well, I think one of the big reasons that they were let him do was because that was a time when Real Madrid and Messi, I mean, and Barcelona had two of the greatest players ever, and they were generating a lot of money because of the viewership of Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi in the league. But yeah, I just feel like it's been
But
a
they
really
should just
hampered
structure it that how they have it in the Premier League because the Premier League does it that way. Like there's a big chunk that goes to Manchester United, Liverpool, Arsenal, Manchester City, Chelsea,
It
all
goes
these
to the
teams.
teams that perform well
Yeah,
constantly.
but it also gives them like everybody like on a bare minimum all get this on a
Hmm.
bare minimum, and it's really good wages or really good money.
Yeah.
This so that's what La Liga should do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't make sense. I think we'll see in the future a corruption. There's going to be an investigation about corruption because it doesn't make sense that they don't make enough money for all the players. Like
Yeah,
it's crazy because how how big of a language that Spanish is, where you could pick up on it, even like Spain Spanish and like Latin America Spanish. Like they should have way more views, and I think we starting to see that because of how how these teams have been playing. Like Sorloth for Real Sociedad just got Player of the Month. Like Villarreal has been constantly giving Real Madrid and Barcelona struggles. Atletico Madrid. Like, I
yeah.
think it's improving. I think it's going a better thing, but it's gonna
But
take La Liga not handicapping
smaller
themselves.
teams like Betis, like Sevilla, even like you said, like Mallorca. Mallorca will give you a hard time. All these teams like that are smaller, like they know that you don't have to fear Barcelona or Real Madrid just because they're Barcelona or Real Madrid. You go and kick them and do this and that. Like you might get a point. Like are they
Yeah.
a better team on paper? Yeah, but if you go and play them, like they're not gonna be expecting it. If you're gonna be hard and you're gonna be doing this and you're gonna try to display your football at your best, like you can get a win,
Yeah.
and especially at your home.
Yeah.
So it's just the way they're marketed, and Javier Tebas out. That's what I'm leaving with.
All right,
And
guys. Well, that
if the
concludes our.
corruption comes out, you're gonna see how much Javier Tebas and Florentino Perez talk. That's all I gotta say. No more rant.
All right, guys. Well, that concludes our episode for
Okay.
today. Please like and subscribe. Hit the bell notification to get notified for when our next episode is. Um, from Jordan Jr. and I, thank you guys for watching, and until next time.
Bye.